Hey y'all, my name is Joy Elizabeth and I come on here and I share with you my embroidery journey and the tips and tricks, all the things that I've learned along the way as I'm still learning. I'm constantly bringing you new content of just things that I hope will be helpful in your embroidery journey. I also run a small embroidery business from home and I share a lot about my experience with that as well. So today, as I was getting ready to do a design for a customer, I was taking a design that was one design that I've done for him months in the past for a hat. Now, he brought me this polo and he wants it kind of split up a little bit. He wants one part of it in the front, one part of it in the back. So as I was getting the design ready and I was splitting it up, it made me think about how I used to do it with my Embrilience software before I upgraded to Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1. So if you're new to embroidery and you're new to the Embrilience software, Embrilience is the software that I choose to use. There's others out there, but I can't really attest to them because I've never really used them. But I do have Embrilience and I love Embrilience and I've been using it for years. But one of the things I like about it is you don't have to buy this whole huge software that's going to take up all this room on your computer and it's going to cost a lot of money for features that you don't know you're probably not going to use or you might not use, or just being overwhelmed with like buying it all at once. I like that you can buy it at your skill level, where you're at. So when I first started doing Embrilience and I started embroidery, I used I always have to think back. I used Essentials. So Essentials is exactly what it sounds like. It is the essentials. It is the base of what you're gonna need. You're gonna be able to open up your designs. You're gonna be able to resize your designs. You're going to be able to, open them, resize them, save them. And then I'm going to show you a hack today, how I actually split some designs up. Now you do need a good design for this, a design that's going to be a good candidate for this. Not all designs are going to be able to split them up depending on how they're digitized and how the colors are in the design. So I'm going to show you, because this was a good candidate for this today. As I was in there getting ready to split it up, I was like, oh, I would have done it this way before I got Enthusiast. So Enthusiast would be like the next, not really level up, because there's different layers and each layer has their own abilities. So there's still parts of Embrilience that I don't even have, but I have exactly what I need and what I enjoy working with. So Enthusiast gives me the ability to edit stitches. It does a lot more than that, but like that would have been that was what I was using. I was using their Stitch Edit. And as I was going in there with Stitch Edit, I was thinking back to how I would have done this before. So I thought this would make a great video for some of you who are just starting out and maybe want to see how you can customize some of your designs, just kind of like at a deeper level. So there's different layers. So the free version, and I'm really surprised that nobody has corrected me on this in some of my past videos. I think I was given the impression that the free version can open designs and you can add font. I stand corrected. I did open it up on my older computer. I took out all of the serial numbers just to see like what it would be in Express. You cannot open up any designs. All you can do is put in fonts. That would be absolutely perfect if all you're looking to do is put names on sweatshirts, or let me see, like this sweatshirt for instance. This is just fonts. This is a font I got off of Etsy. This is a font I got off of Etsy. So in the free version, you could absolutely accomplish something like this. You cannot open up a design with it. So you would need to purchase Essentials. So that's what I'll be working on today. I'll be working on just Essentials. I'm going to do it on my old computer, so I'm not tempted to use all of the other features that Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1 have that I have on my laptop. But I'm going to walk you through exactly how I'm going to take this words today, this design and split it up. So I hope this is helpful for some of you who are just starting out, and maybe you're looking into Embrilience and you're not sure about which layer you want to get and where you want to start. I would suggest starting with, if all you want to do is fonts, just get your feet wet and just work with fonts. Get the Express, download Embrilience in just the Express mode, and you'll be able to do fonts. And you could definitely get your feet wet just doing that. But as soon as you want to pull in a design that maybe you bought from Etsy, you're gonna need Essentials. So that would be where I would start. That is where I started, and that's where I stayed for years. For years, I was just using Essentials. I started on a single needle machine back in, it was either 2017, maybe 2018, let me think, back when my daughter was a baby, and she's 9, so 9 years ago. So that's what I was using. I was just using Essentials, and I used Essentials and only Essentials up until probably about a year and a half, I want to say, ago. I bought Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1. So if you're interested in trying to figure out what layer of Embrilience, or you just want to see more of what Embrilience can do, I'm here to show you. I don't know everything, but I know enough to be dangerous. So I'm gonna jump on my computer and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I would tackle this. All right, so I have this opened up, and we are going to just be using Essentials today. So with the Express mode, all you can do is open up fonts. You can use BX fonts, but that's all you can do. So with the Express mode, you would be able to type up a name and put it on a towel or a blanket. You would be able to type up monograms and put them like a chest logo monogram, or put it on something. So with the Express mode, all you can do is fonts. I did have to look into this because I honestly forgot that that's literally all you could do. I thought we could open up designs in the Express, but you cannot. You literally can only open up fonts, which is still just a wonderful ability to be able, there's so much you could do with just fonts and not designs. But I think even in some of my previous videos, I may have said that you were able to open designs up and add fonts, and I'm so sorry. Just correcting myself here again. Just wanted to clarify that again, that you're not going to be able to do anything but fonts. So we are going to be working in the next level up. And this is the level that I used for 2.5 years, and I was able to do so many different things. So we're going to be working in Essentials. So that's the only thing I have on this computer right now is Essentials. So what I'm going to do, this design is not color sorted, and actually, ooh, you can color sort in Essentials. See, that's something that I didn't learn until later on, after I had some of the other layers of Essential. When I got Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1, that's kind of when I realized I could do a color sort, but you can do a color sort even in Essentials. So let's just do that really quick. You hit color sort. You're going to open it in a new view, and it's going to open up a new tab. So here's the new tab. It's already opened it up in a new tab. And if you come over here, you'll see it stitches all the red together, all the white together, and then all the black together. Well, actually, it's separated the black. I wonder if there were two. Yeah, one is black, and then the other one looks like it's a different brand of black. So if you wanted those to stitch out together, you would just have to go back to your original and make sure they were the exact same thread, brand, company, whatever. But that would be unfortunate, because if it was color sorted, we would not be able to do what I'm going to show you today. So we do not want to color sort it, but just as a bonus there, I realized you can color sort even in Essentials. So what we're going to do today, this design is not color sorted. Each thing is going to stitch out separately. As I click on the different areas, you can see it highlighting different parts of the design. So this is a perfect candidate to be able to be split up. So that is what we're going to do today. I was getting ready to send some proofs to my client. This was actually a hat digitized. It's digitized for hats, and we do still have a stitch simulator here. So if I show you, it's gonna kind of work from the bottom up. So that's kind of something that hats usually are gonna work from the bottom up, usually. So anyways, I digress. My ADHD is real kicking in today. So what we're going to do today is split this up for my client. So I had this digitized for him a few months back to do some hats for him. Well, today he's come to me with a polo, and he wants this put on a polo, but he doesn't just want it like this. He wants it kind of split up a bit. So we're going to do the fire hydrant and the jersey on the front, and the fire truck and the fire truck on the back, and I believe he wants red line jersey wording on both. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to send him a proof, and if he wants it different, that's fine, I'll change it. But for the sake of this video and with you, I'm going to just do kind of what I explained. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select by color. Now you see I kind of can click on in this drop down over here. If it looks like this, you come over to this little play button and push that, and then it's going to pull down all the different layers of your design, and they're layered by color. So we're going to be able to select the red from the fire truck. I'm going to hold my command key down on my keyboard, and this is going to allow me to select more than one thing. So we're going to select the lights and the wheels, and then the black outline. That's all I want for this fire truck. Now we're going to right click, copy, right click again, paste. Now I have a separate fire truck, and I can open up a new tab over here, and I can actually right click again and paste it, and it's right there. So we can work on two different designs here. I'm just going to leave this over here for now. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one out of here because I don't want it here anymore. I want it to be separate. So I'm going to do the same exact thing I did before. Now the new one is down here, see, but up here this is still the one that's connected to the original. So we're going to select the truck, and then I'm actually going to right click, and no, I'm not going to right click. I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard, and it's gone. Okay, now there is one unfortunate thing. This is not a foolproof, perfect solution, but it is just a solution if you want to be able to customize some things. So this would be the design for the front of the polo. Now I see a little problem that you probably don't see yet, but just watch. As I click on it, you see all this space on the bottom, why it's not centered. So if I center this and I go to print it, my crosshair is probably going to be lower than my actual design. So this is also when printing your design comes in handy, because I would be able to put it on the garment, and even if the crosshair was lower or higher or whatever, I would still know exactly where it's going to stitch out. Why it's doing this is, I'm not sure if you can see it. There it is. Do you see this right here? There's a stitch from when the fire truck was over here. They must have been connected. So there's a little stitch right there. So what's going to happen is your needle is going to go down, and it's probably going to tie a knot there or whatever. So you may have to move your, I don't know, you may have to cut that out or just leave it. If it may not, and maybe it won't even show up on the shirt, but that's what that is. So this is not, that's not foolproof, but if you needed to get by like I did for 2.5 years just using essentials, and you wanted to be able to edit things and take things out and be able to move things around. So like I had this design like this, and say I just, oh wow, I really want the fire truck on like this side of it and the red line jersey in the middle. Then I would be able to, now I can move this over because I've separated my design, and I've made it movable. So it's just like a hack on how I was able to get by with just essentials for so long and still be able to customize so many things. So what I want to do next is I want to separate the wording out. So I'm just going to select the two like I did with the fire truck. We're going to right click on my mouse, and then we're going to copy, and we're going to paste it. Now it is pasted, but it's pasted right on top of that one, so we can move it. And again, see, it still has that, it's not going to show it. So you can see the dotted lines there under jersey. That's where that stitch is. So we're just going to have to work with it. So with my enthusiast, I can go in and actually delete that little stitch out. But if you didn't have enthusiast and you just had essentials, this is what we would do. So again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete out the original wording. So there. So now I have, which, let's see. Oh, yep. This one is same thing. It's got one of those stitches that is kind of connected, but it's still giving us the ability to move things around. So I think we're going to do, I opened this in a new page, remember? So we're actually going to delete that one out. So this would be the front, and then we're going to copy, come on, it's not letting me. We're going to copy and paste the red line jerseys and put it in here. There we go. So there, now I have two separate designs. So I hope that this helped some of you learn how you would get by with just using essentials and be able to customize and edit your designs in different ways. All right, so I have pulled it off of the machine. I have both the front design and the back of his polo stitched out, and I was able to stitch it very straight, if I do say so myself, with all of these straight line polos. Sometimes that can be like a little tricky. But you know, using that's just the things that you've seen me use in some of my other videos, printing out the designs. So I've got my little print here, and I use my clear rulers. You can find these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. But I love these clear rulers, and I always, this is me personally, I always go, get this up here. I measure from the top of the shoulder, and I go 7 inches down and 4 inches into this middle button area. So I really like these clear rulers. I just recently got these squares for some of the quilts that I do. But I almost like this better because it's just smaller and easier to maneuver than this longer one that I typically use. But both of them work just as well. And I can put both of them in my description below with the links to get them on Amazon. But doing things like that. So having the printout, having these clear rulers, and being able to mark. I usually put a tape with the crosshair exactly where I want it. I probably should have walked you all through this, but just trying to get some work done today. So anyways, but I'm really happy with how straight the design came out, and I know a lot of that has to do with just my techniques and how I hoop things, and just I've just been doing it for so long that I don't even really think about it anymore. So anyways, so the design, even though it's split up, it was digitized for a hat, but there's no reason why you can't use it on a polo as well. So I did that today, and as you can see, it's stitched out very well. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video today. I hope that you learned something in watching this. I hope that maybe you're unsure of the Embrilience software, or I think there's like Hatch is another very popular one. Again, I've never really looked into it, so I can't say anything to it. Yeah, I'm not really even sure I'm not even sure what else is out there, because early on when I had my single knitted machine, I got Embrilience, and that just kind of seemed to be the program that in the embroidery groups that I was in at the time, that's the program that everybody was using. And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos myself, and that seemed to be the program that they were using. It really wasn't until I got into the multi-needle world that I started realizing there's a lot of other programs that other embroiderers are using, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I had already invested in Embrilience, and I really do enjoy and love this program. So do not just buy it because I said that I like it. Do your own research. Look into the other embroidery software programs and see what you like best. But I hope that this video today gave you a window into Embrilience and what it can do to help you make a more educated decision on what you want to do. Or maybe you already have Embrilience and you don't know all the things it can do. Because I will tell you this right now. I had Essentials for a long time before I started looking into Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1. When I started researching for Enthusiast and Stitch Artist 1 and started watching videos on what Embrilience can do, I was like learning what Essentials could do that I've had for years and didn't know. So I don't know everything about the program, but even if you already have it, I hope that you learned something today. So I will see you all in the next video.